spoken skills, also known as oral communication skills, are essential in business communication. So clarity here means making sure that the message is understood by the receiver in the same way with which intention the sender has sent the message. Key elements of conducting presentations. So key elements of conducting presentations includes preparation, structure, visual aids and delivery. Hello everyone, I am Niklavati S, Faculty of Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. I welcome you all for the sessions on business communication. So let us start with the third chapter, that is spoken skills. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about what are spoken skills and what are the different types of spoken communication and what are the skills needed in order to make the communication more effective. In order to understand in detail about spoken skills, let us know the basic meaning of what is spoken skills are all about and what is communication and spoken communication is all about. So here spoken skills, also known as oral communication skills, are essential in business communication. They refer to the ability to express thoughts, ideas and information effectively through verbal interaction. That means here spoken communication is a type of communication which involves verbal interaction, which is also called as oral communication, and it is very important especially for a business or to have an effective business communication. So whether it is formal or informal, always expressing the thoughts clearly is very important to make the audience understand better. Then in a business environment, strong spoken skills are crucial for interactions in meetings, presentations, customer interactions, negotiations and teamwork. So especially in a business communication or for every business organization, spoken skills plays a very crucial role because they have to conduct many interactions, presentations, meetings and negotiations and teamwork in order to achieve the objectives of the business. Moving on, importance of spoken skills in business communication. So why we need spoken skills? To effectively deliver the spoken communication. So skills are necessary so that whatever the manager or an employee speaks, he speaks confidently and it helps him to make the other audience or the receiver understand what he intends to communicate. So let us see why the spoken skills are important, especially in business communications. So it is important in order to gain the clarity of the message. That means here whenever a person, say a sender, transforms some kind of information to the receiver, so there should be clarity of the message. So clarity here means making sure that the message is understood by the receiver in the same way with which intention the sender has sent the message. Say for example, it might be using of appropriate words or speaking with confidence, clear words as well as avoiding technical jargon and to be able to communicate like making the tone, volume and adjusting and to making the voice modulation to make the receiver understand the message better. So there should be clarity in the message. In order to ensure the clarity of the message, we need proper spoken skills. Like say for example, if the same message is conveyed to the employee by a manager. So if he is too harsh in his usage of words, then the employee may take it negatively. Or if he says the same kind of message to the employee with using some decent words or say some pleasing words or in convincing way, then the employee may happily receive either it might be a suggestion or an improvement. Then spoken skills are very important in order to build the relationships. So here we are talking too about the business organization. So especially we are speaking about business communication. So here the business needs to maintain good relationship with the public and all other stakeholders. It might be the suppliers or the financial institutions, etc. So a proper spoken skills help them for them to communicate properly with the clients and suppliers, and it helps them to convince the suppliers, it helps to motivate the employees to work hard, etc. So in this way they can use their skills of speaking in a way that it motivates the employees, or it develops a good communication and trust, and not only it improves the relationship between the stakeholders and the business. That's why we need spoken skills in business communication. Then we have is influence and persuasion. So when you want to influence somebody, say for example, here the business is sending a business proposal where influencing means making changes in the attitude of the receiver. So that is possible, that can be made by proper effective usage of words, and with proper words, so that convincing words or pleasing words can make them understand you better. So they'll get a desire to start a business with you, or the other clients or stakeholders will be motivated and develop a desire to have a good relationship and a business, or accept you as a business partner. So then we have problem solving. Say for example, if there are any situations in the organization regarding where some conflict of interest occurs, so or some problem or quarrels occur, then a proper communication will help to solve many problems. So here if the employees have some kind of problem, then the manager, how he is able to convey it effectively, so that the employees will understand the rules and regulations and behave properly. So that is possible only when you have a spoken communication skills. Then it also important in order to give you the confidence. That means here if in a business communication, whenever if it may be employee, manager or a client, etc., whoever it may be. So if they are very good at in their spoken skills, it boosts the confidence of the company, or it boosts the confidence of an individual. He might be an employee or a manager. Moving on, we have conducting presentations. So here conducting presentations in one of the type of spoken communication. So here basically a presentation is an organized communication activity in which a speaker presents information to an audience in a structured manner. So here conducting presentations, doing a presentation here means it is done in a structured manner. So a speaker presents some kind of information to the audience. Then presentations can range from formal business meetings to training sessions. Then product launches or sales pitches also. So conducting a presentation requires a blend of content preparation, visual aids and effective delivery. So how a presentation can be improved? By making use of the visual aids or effective delivery and with a proper content. So with that proper content, with proper research on the content, and if you provide very interesting facts to the audience, they will be interested to listen to your presentation. So that's how you can attract the audience. Let us see what are the key elements of conducting presentations. So key elements of conducting presentations includes preparation, structure, visual aids and delivery. So preparation here means it's all about whenever you are presenting or doing a presentation about a specific topic. So you should have done a complete research on that topic. You should know all the details and information regarding that topic. So you should have a proper preparation about that topic. So proper preparation is possible only when you have done a proper research. Then you should use appropriate words and you should have that ability to attract the audience and speak clearly with clarity. And the content must be logically arranged so that the audience will be able to understand it better. And next we have is structure. So structure basically means for every presentation there will be an introduction, the main content or the conclusion. So here in introduction the speaker can give them, like while beginning a presentation, he can give what he is going to talk about, what is the topic and why it is important. So he can give the audience the basic meaning of the topic first, and what is the need of talking or discussing about the topic for that particular day or time. So after that, the main contents. So the main contents or the body of the contents consist of whatever the statistical updates or figures or the information he wants to share can be shared, or it might be about a performance, or it might be a training session, etc. So whatever the information you want to convey or teach to the audience can be done. After that, and conclusion. So he can also ensure the audience feedback by asking them questions, as well as getting answers or answering their questions, etc. Then how to make a presentation more effective is through usage of visual aids. So visual aids like graphs, charts or videos or any kind of images, these all improvise the effectiveness of communication. So if you are using slides like just with the content, so the audience may get bored, and if you just like insert a picture like this, then the people will be like they'll be more interested to know why that picture has been put and what is the content is talks about. If there is somebody who cannot understand your language while presenting, at least by seeing the picture or videos, he could get something. So in that way, it is important to use some of the visual aids. And when it comes to the statistical data, so using charts, graphs makes the audience or the receivers to understand better about the changes or trends happening. Next, the important skill is to delivery. Delivery here means the way you present or give your presentation, like the proper body language and speaking clearly, using appropriate words, speaking with confidence, the ability to attract the audience. So all this comes under the delivery. So to conduct a successful presentation, first you should know your audience, their understanding level. Then you should have proper preparation. You should have proper rehearsals and practice enough before conducting a presentations. And you should be able to handle the questions that are raised by the audience. So moving on, oral presentations. So next we have is about oral presentation. An oral presentation is a type of spoken communication where the speaker delivers a structured talk on a particular topic. So unlike the informal conversations, oral presentations are typically prepared in advance and delivered to an audience. So which can range from a small group to a large auditorium. So here oral presentation is a type of again a spoken communication where a person speaks and presents some kind of information to the audience. So that is why it is called as oral presentation. Then so some of the key components of an oral presentation. So when we are doing oral presentations, what are the important components to make an oral presentation more effective? So this includes content, speech clarity, voice modulation, body language, eye contact, interaction with the audience. So to see one by one, first we have is content. So content is very important. Content should be proper, well researched, accurate and appropriate words must be used, and specific points and the related points and the important facts are to be delivered. So say for example, too much loading of content will make the audience get bored, or too little is also will leave the information incomplete. So it is important to frame and form the proper content for the presentation is important. Then speech clarity. Speech clarity here is all about, since it is a oral or a type of spoken communication, what matters here is all about how you speak. So you should be clearly able to express what you are speaking to the audience about the content, and the way you speak, like with confidence and with proper usage of words. If you are using some kind of technical words, then you should make sure that the audience has the awareness regarding that particular technical words. So if it is possible, you just can avoid it, or if it is like necessary to be used, then you can just give a brief introduction about what are those technical terms are, and then go on for speaking. Next, one of the important component is voice modulation. So voice modulation is the changes that you make with your voice, maybe the pitch, the volume, or the high or low, in a low voice that you speak. So this also makes difference and makes a spoken communication more effective, because a monotonous delivery or in a monotonous way of speaking will make the audience get bored, or they may show some kind of disinterest. So in order to engage the audience, it is important to know like where to stress. Say for example, a motivational speaker, like if he is talking, he may stress and raise his voice when he speaks about the success of a person, or he may lower his voice when he speaks about a failure or a bad incident, or when he gives a bad incident as an example. So making these voice modulations also makes the communication more effective. Next we have is body language. So here body language is all about how you convey in front of the audience by using your hand movements, the eye movements or facial expressions, or through smile. So all these includes the gestures, even your postures, everything is included in the body language. So this also indicates what you are trying to communicate, or it makes your speaking more effective. A positive body language can reinforce your message to the audience and help to build a connection and bonding between the audience and the sender. For example, when explaining a complicated concept, using hand gestures to illustrate the key points can make the audience imagine like what you are saying. Next, one of the important component is eye contact. So maintaining the eye contact with the audience will build the trust, and it makes them feel more personal, and you can connect to the receiver, and here the receiver or the audience feels that you are watching them and they'll be interestingly listening to you. And it also allows the speaker to gauge everybody's or the audience expressions towards them, and he can decode whether they are listening properly or not. Say for example, in a boardroom presentation, making eye contact with every members of the board makes them feel that they are very much involved and engaged. So next we have is interaction with the audience. So interaction with the audience also helps to engage with the audience properly by asking them questions or getting the feedback, and also performing some live demonstrations. All will help to make an effective communication and to make the message to reach the audience properly. So moving on, there are 4 types of oral presentations. One is informative, persuasive, demonstrative and narrative. So here in informative presentations, the presentation is done in order to give some kind of information. So here the aim is to deliver some kind of information. The goal here is to inform the audience maybe regarding a new product or about a specific topic or some new developmental activities that are going on in your company, etc. Say for example, presenting a quarterly performance report to the company executives. So next we have is persuasive presentation. So here, as the name itself says, it is to persuade somebody, to influence the ideas of the somebody. Say for example, presenting a business proposal. So here it's always to convince the audience or convince the receiver. So another example you can take where pitching your ideas in front of the potential investors, so that you can influence them to or persuade them to invest in your business. And demonstration performance is all about presenting and showing the audience how to perform a task or how a particular thing is done. So here you are demonstrating a particular task and showing the audience how it is performed. Then we have is narrative presentations. Here the speaker narrates a story or an incident from his experience or from the stories which he has read, and then makes the audience to understand. Say for example, a motivational speaker, he may motivate the people by narrating a moral stories or a motivational stories. So this was all regarding the spoken communications. In this session we have seen what is spoken skills are all about and why spoken skills are important in business communication, and also what do you mean by conducting presentations or oral presentations and the different types of oral presentations. Hope you all have understood. Thank you.